We now take you live across to Balotra in Rajasthan, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated India's first Greenfield Integrated Refinery-cum-Petrochemical complex at Pachpadra, spread across nearly 4,400 acres. The refinery boasts an annual crude processing capacity of 9 million metric tons and houses 13 processing units, marking a major milestone for the state's energy and petrochemical sector. Of course, live visuals of also coming in from the inaugurations on your screen right now. After the new terminal of the Jodhpur airport, now the petrochemical complex being inaugurated by the Prime Minister in Balotra in Rajasthan, the Greenfield Petrochemical Refinery that has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister. My colleague Anup joins us for more details on the same. Anup, इस वक्त अब Prime Minister नरेंद्र मोदी के द्वारा ये पेट्रोकेमिकल रिफाइनरी भी इनॉग्रेट की गई है, इसके बारे में हमें थोड़ा बताइए, क्या है ये कॉम्प्लेक्स और कैसे इसका प्रभाव पड़ेगा राजस्थान के सेक्टर पे?
हाँ बिल्कुल, देखिए प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी हैं, वो बालोतरा के पचपदरा पहुंच चुके हैं, जहां पर रिफाइनरी को स्थापित किया गया है। इसी के साथ ही प्रधानमंत्री ने यहाँ पर पेड़ लगा करके कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत की है और महिला कर्मचारी हैं जो रिफाइनरी के अंदर कार्यरत हैं, उनसे मुलाकात कर उनका आत्मबल बढ़ाया है। इसी के साथ ही जो कंट्रोल रूम है, जो कि एक महत्वपूर्ण विभाग है रिफाइनरी का, उसका उन्होंने बारीकी से निरीक्षण किया है। अधिकारियों से वो वहाँ पर जानकारी ले रहे हैं। इसी के साथ ही हरदीप सिंह पुरी हैं, वो भी इस कार्यक्रम के अंदर मौजूद हैं। मुख्यमंत्री भजनलाल शर्मा, राज्यपाल हरिभाऊ बागड़े इस कार्यक्रम के अंदर मौजूद है। अब से कुछ देर बाद ही मोदी हैं, प्रधानमंत्री हैं, जो कि मंच पर आएंगे और यहाँ पर एक छोटा सा कार्यक्रम रखा गया है, एक छोटा सा उनका संबोधन होगा। इसी के साथ ही रिफाइनरी है वो आमजन को समर्पित की जाएगी और जयपुर के जो मेट्रो फेज 2 है उसका भी शिलान्यास समारोह है वो रखा जाएगा। इसी के साथ अगर बात की जाए युवाओं की, तो युवाओं को यहाँ पर रोजगार दिए गए हैं। 50,000 से अधिक युवाओं को सरकारी नियुक्ति पत्र है वो यहाँ पर जारी किए जाएंगे। इसी के साथ ही कई योजनाएं हैं जो कि आज जिनका आज यहाँ पर शिलान्यास किया जाएगा। इसी के साथ ही यमुना जल परियोजना का जो MOA हुआ है उसका भी यहाँ पर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी द्वारा कहीं ना कहीं जिक्र है वो किया जाएगा। और अब से कुछ क्षण बाद ही प्रधानमंत्री मंच के ऊपर आएंगे और अपना संबोधन देंगे और जो नियुक्ति पत्र है उनमें से चुनिंदा लोगों को यहाँ पर नियुक्ति पत्र दिए जाएंगे। प्रदेश के सभी जिलों के अंदर कार्यक्रम है वो ऑनलाइन यहाँ पर किए जा रहे हैं।
जी बिल्कुल अनूप, बने रहे हमारे साथ। वी ऑल्सो हैव डॉक्टर शरद कोहली, सीनियर इकोनॉमिस्ट, joining us on the broadcast. Sir, of course, we're currently seeing the Prime Minister inaugurate this petrochemical facility in Rajasthan, the Greenfield Petrochemical Refinery, with a major investment of around more than rupees 70,000 crore. What sort of an impact do you see this having, especially with this extremely important sector currently, not just regionally for Rajasthan, but for India as a whole?
A very significant step, especially in the current situation. Now you see what has happened a couple of days ago, that Russia was hit by Ukraine. 24 of 33 refineries in Russia have been, and Russia and asked India to export oil. Petrol rather. And you know, the refining facilities in India are some of the finest in the world. The Jamnagar refinery that we have, Malvika, that is the only refinery in this part of the world which can refine Western Texas Intermediate, the crude which is non-Brent, So India has got a name in refining, and I think this facility will further augment India's capacity to refine. And in the world, there's a lot of oil that we import after refining. Not many people know that we are also exporters of oil. We do import crude, but ultimately we export refined petrol, diesel, gas, and other stuff. So therefore, refineries of this scale, Malvika, is not an everyday process because this requires heavy capex, as we call it, capital expenditure. So a very significant step in the current scenario. Considering the geopolitical and the geo-economic situation and the crude crisis around the world, which we have faced over the last 3 to 4 months, I think it's very significant, very laudable effort on part of Rajasthan government, central government, all the agencies who facilitated a project of this scale, very appreciable at this point of time.
Of course, and as you stated that in this current climate especially, it is a very, very significant step that has been taken, and we have seen India over the past couple of months especially really intensifying its efforts in trying to be self-reliant, and that push of course is very, very visible currently. How do you see these steps being taken by the government, with this becoming a very, very significant one in that not only generating employment but being good for industries, being good for this self-reliance that we're aiming for? And what else do you think we can be doing at this point in time in order to not face the sort of crisis that could have emerged following the West Asia war, of course?
Sourcing crude from 40 plus countries at this point of time. So India has already taken the step over the last 4 months, where they were very tough for us because we were using our strategic petroleum reserves. Now, India may not be having enough crude. We import 9/10 of our crude from overseas. But at least we can augment the refining facilities. And it was very important, which I mentioned earlier, that Russia requested India for importing petrol and diesel, where Russia is not short of. Russia has got about 10% of global crude reserves. There was no shortage of crude oil in Russia, but because of Ukraine hitting Russia, it requested India, and Russia being a trusted partner, India happily agreed, despite the fact that we ourselves are struggling. But Russia has been an all-weather friend. So this kind of refinery will further strengthen India's position as a refining power as well. We may not be having, we only have 12%
Yes.
of domestic crude findings, crude sources. But then India having refining facilities, I think the world can look, because simply crude oil you cannot put to use unless it is refined into petrol, diesel and other byproducts of petrol. So I think it's a very important aspect. It will also generate employment, as you said. It will bring in more taxes to the government. And this is another feather in the cap, I would say, as far as India's infrastructure push is concerned. We spent over 100 lakh crore rupees, about $1.3 trillion over the last few years, in augmenting our infrastructure, airports, roads, railway stations, smart cities, and so on and so forth. So this is another feather in the cap and a very, very landmark moment for the country, Malvika.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us and sharing your perspective on the same. We'll continue tracking those developments. Meanwhile, viewers, that's a wrap for this bulletin. We'll slip into a very short break.